So you're just learning HTML, you're learning CSS, and then you get to an element like a button that you would like to create because the standard button doesn't look really good, right? Now there's so many choices to choose from. And in this video, we're going to be focusing on a 3D press style of button, kind of taking inspiration from Duolingo's button, where it's like a 3D click. We're going to take a look at that right now. If this is your first time to the channel, my name is Rob. I'm a coding instructor over here at Pre-Code Camp, where we try to go through some of the basics and fundamentals to get you going in your journey. Sit back, relax, and hit that like button that you could do here for us because it really helps out that YouTube algorithm. Let's go ahead and dive into what we will be creating. Okay, so this is the button that we're going to be creating. Notice that we get the hover effect of the pointer, and then we can click on this and we get that little 3D press. It looks really nice. And like I said, that's what we're going to try to recreate, all doing this with some CSS. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into the CodePen. All right, so now I'm in CodePen, okay? Let's go ahead and do the HTML first, and then we're going to work on the CSS. And in order for this to work, I went ahead and I'm going to give it a container class here. And with CodePen, all we have to do is type the element that we want, hit the period, that's going to give us a class, and I want this to be container. And then I'm going to hit the tab button. And notice that I automatically get it auto-completed here for me, which is really nice. Next is I want to have another div with the class of button. So div period button, and hit the tab. And then inside here, I want to have an anchor tag with the href being a hashtag. And I want the text on the inside. I'm just going to have it say search. And we should see search appear up here. And that works out great. All right, now let's go ahead and work on the CSS. All right, so CSS is kind of like the fun part, but also the headache part as well, because you're like, hey, why aren't these things doing what I'm telling it to do? And then as you are building it out, of course, then you're like, okay, well, I did this. Now I need to move to this class. And so the thought pattern might be a little unique on each case here. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and try to attack this and knock this out. So the very first thing that I'm going to do is inside the CSS, I want to target the button. And I want to change the background color. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the button. And then I want the background color. I want that to be the hashtag here of 60, E as in echo, then 100. Now you're like, where did I get that from? Well, I went and used a color picker and I grabbed that color from Duolingo. Okay. So the next thing is I'm seeing this thing stretch all the way across. I don't want to stretch all the way across, and I don't necessarily want to put a max width on my button per se on here. But for this button container, I'm going to go ahead and target it there. And I'm going to do a max width, 250 pixels. Okay, and you'll see the green kind of shrink up there. The next thing is like the search. I see that it's blue. I see that it's underlined. And the way to target that is I'm going to do the button class, but I'm going to make sure that I target any anchor tags that are inside of the button class. And I'm going to make the color of their text to be white. And then I want to make sure I change the text decoration to remove the underline. I want to set that to none. And then the underline should go away. And the rest of the stuff we can kind of style inside of the button container here. First, I would like to go ahead and address some of the font issues. So we can come in here and do font weight. Let's go ahead and set that to bold. Let's do text align. Let's go ahead and center that. Next, the font size. Let's make that 1.2 rem. Okay. And so now that we have that, let's go ahead and give ourselves some spacing here to make it look more like a button. And we can do something with the padding. We'll do 16 pixels on the top and bottom. And then we can also do 32 pixels on the left and right. I won't see any change here, but in case the word gets a little bit longer, I will have a little pressure on them. Next is, notice that when I move my mouse over this green button, it doesn't appear like a button. And I would like to update the cursor, and I want to set that to pointer. And so now I can come in here and it kind of looks like a button. Let's go ahead and add a border radius. And I'm going to do 12 pixels for this one. And so that's going to give us nice round edges. Now for the next part here, this is where we're going to get into the box shadow to kind of make it look like a 3D button. This is like the secret sauce of what you guys are probably looking here for. And this is where we're going to do box shadow. And the first value is going to be for the X displacement. So we don't want any for it, but then let's do a 6 pixel for the bottom. And so now we can kind of see that it's looking a little 3D-ish. And let's go ahead and make that spread here. We're going to make that 0. And then as far as the color, again, I went to Duolingo and grabbed it. And this one is going to be 61 Bravo 800. And so now we have this nice 3D effect. And again, it's not clickable by any means, but we can see that it's starting to look very nice as a button. Now, how do we get it to kind of collapse on itself? Well, that's where the active is going to come into play. So we can come down here and we can say, you know what, let's go ahead and do the button, and we're going to use that pseudo class of active. And here is where we can put in the shadow. So the box shadow, let's go ahead and remove it and see what happens here. So now it almost looks right, but it looks like the bottom is coming up. And so that's one of the problems with this. And so how do we correct for it? We need to utilize the transform property, and we need to translate the Y, and we want it to come down 6 pixels to make it look like it was pressed. Okay. Now, why did we choose 6 pixels? It has to match your box shadow that you put down here. Okay. So if you put 20 pixels down there, for a very long button, I don't know, let's do 16, notice that that doesn't work. But as soon as I put 16 here, that 3D button is going all the way down, and we're translating it in the Y direction down. So that's what we're doing behind the scenes here. Okay. So it looks really cool, right? And so that is how we are able to make all of that happen. Okay. Now, of course, you're going to have to do some other classes as well to add to this. What if you wanted to disable it? What would you do then? But this kind of gets you in that right direction of looking at something like Duolingo, and then how can we create this and make it our own and still look like a nice 3D button. All right. You made it this far. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully this video helped. And if you'd like to see more of these types of videos, please let me know in the comments. All right. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.